Ladies and gentlemen, I come before you today as only a kid from Federal Hill, whose mother, when she was pregnant to me, could not afford prenatal care. And so she walked down to the Federal Hill house in all kinds of weather, to stand in line with a bunch of others who could not afford it. And as she walked home, she would pass a grocery store that had canned peaches in the window. And she would crave for a can of peaches. But she couldn't afford it. My father came here as a fruit peddler, pushing a pushcart in all kinds of weather. During the Depression, worked WPA, and then got his big job. He became a milkman. And my father taught us what it meant to be really strong and really tough. And that was not by knocking someone out or insulting someone or pushing them around or looking down on them or saying no when they needed help. It was by doing the right thing. He showed how tough he was, because when he was sick, he got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and he went to work. And when he had the sniffles, he went to work. And when he was very sick, he went to work. And my mother got up at 4 o'clock in the morning and made sure he had breakfast. That's the environment in which I was brought up. And so I say, let us reach out a helping hand to other people. I became a lawyer because when I was 10 years old, in a cold water flat on Federal Hill, next to a pot-belly stove, my father sat me down and put his hand on my shoulder and said, I will never be able to afford to send you to college, but you have to go, and you are going to be a lawyer, but don't ever give up.
This opening isn't legal argument or politics, it's origin story. His grounding everything in hardship, discipline, and values learned the hard way. No anger. No flexing. Just quiet authority built on work ethic and sacrifice. This is the kind of credibility you don't argue with, you listen to it.
Don't ever give up. He ignited that flame, and even when times got so tough that I couldn't afford to go, and I had to teach days and drive to Boston at night, I never ever would let him down, and never would put that flame out. And so I say that we can all help. We can all lend a helping hand. It doesn't take any money. Sometimes it takes putting your hand on someone's shoulder. Sometimes it's telling them you care. Just giving them direction, give them advice. Treat them with civility and decency and respect and compassion, which is missing in this world today. And that's how we can make this a better world. And so I come before you today, really humbled that I have this opportunity. I really do. I get emotional about it, because I still view myself as a skinny kid, freezing in a cold water flat on Federal Hill, going downstairs to get the oil in the winter. And you have bestowed upon me the honor to address you today. I want you to know that's very important to me. I come to you as someone who had 19 aunts and uncles, none of whom attended high school. I come to you today as a humble person, trying to give you advice on what's important in this world. And so, my friends, I think the challenge of our generation is to honor the memory of our forefathers by providing a better life for those who follow us. Our challenge is not to get all that we can, but to give all that we can. We must reach deep within the soul that has moved America, reach for the dreams and values of those who came before us, those who gave so much and took so little. I ask that we think of the homeless, the poor, the downtrodden. Think of the sick, the helpless, the hungry, the less fortunate. Remember the elderly. Remember your parents and your grandparents. Remember the underprivileged and the persecuted. Fight against injustice, bigotry, and racism. And when the book is closed, because these are our challenges, and someday the book is going to be closed on all of us. And when that book is closed, and whether we are judged on whether or not we met this challenge, we're not going to be judged on how much we have taken, but by how much we have given. We're not going to be judged by the dreams that we made come true for ourselves. We're going to be judged by the dreams that we made come true for others. We're going to be judged by the hope that we inspire in the hopeless, and the difference that we make in the lives that we touch. And that, my friends, is the true spirit of the United States of America, the greatest country in the history of this world. Thank you, and God bless you.